It is a funny time in the business, though, from my vantage point. You know, and I look at the dollar side of it, and I look at the trends. You see within the last 5 years these big mergers, and I don't know, Winston Marsalis gets dropped from a label. People who are selling less than 250,000 units are dropped from a place like Universal Music Group. You think, how successful do I need to be? It's very difficult. I mean, it's kind of an old paradox about commerce and art. And I think if you want to make a living out of it, you have to be alive to the practical questions. But if you want to be good at it, you want to be happy doing it, and you want to get up in the morning wanting to do it, you got to keep other things in mind, which is, you know, am I dressing up in a chicken suit and singing some song I don't like, or am I writing my stuff and going my way? Because, you know, authenticity counts for a lot more, I think, whether it's in this form of entertainment or in anything else that you're doing, than people realize, particularly when you're young. Because what you think is, I need the contract that assures my success, or I need an in or a break or a connection. And the thing that makes you stand out is that you have the confidence in what you're doing. And it's easy to say, and I think it's easy to take intellectual hold of on a certain level, but to live that and approach the risks in your life with that, it's a whole other matter. You know, the most important thing is figure out what you want to do. I find too many people come in and they say, I think I want to be this or that. And when you dig into the questions, what you find is they're chasing a pattern of success, because what they want is to have had that person's fortune, and just merge it with the fact pattern of their own life. And to me, it's an ill-placed wish. You have your own path, and you got to get comfortable with it. And the quicker you do, the sooner you're going to become a trailblazer. But you have to have the guts to do that. You have to say, you know, what am I about? What do I really like? What's my sound? What's my money phrase? What makes me laugh? What do I do that makes other people laugh? And it's the same thing when I get people who come in and they say, I really want to be in the entertainment business. And I say, why? And they say, well, I just love the product. You know, going to the movies, you can't confuse a hobby with a job. Another thing I tell people is, you know, are you prepared to eat tuna fish and macaroni and cheese? And, you know, what sacrifices are you prepared to make? One way to test whether you've given yourself an honest answer is how much you're willing to give up to get that. And then once you figure out what you want to do, maybe you want to be an A&R executive, you know? Okay, that's focused. The most valuable thing any young person approaching a new industry can do is be focused in the search. And this always sounds irritating coming from older people who have already established some success, because you think, well, that's easy for you to say, look where you are. The truth is, if you don't have that, no one knows how to help you. Because you show up, and no matter how bright you seem or talented or whatever, if you don't have focus, now I have to focus for you. And I have 10 other things to do. Right. But if you come in and you say, I want to be your next A&R guy. Yeah, I can say, I've got no openings. You say, let me work for free. You know, can I just come to your meetings? I mean, how persistent are you? Do you really? But it comes back to the question, is that what you really want to do? Because no one behaves like that if they half want to do it. So, you know, it's a great quote from Woodrow Wilson, who said, persistence and diligence alone are omnipotent. You know, that nobody has such unique skills, or very, very few people that are complete originals. Truth is, it's, do I want to be this thing? Can I identify everybody who does this at 20 companies and stalk them? Because the truth is, over 6 months, someone will give you a break. But no one will give you a break when you're like, well, I don't know, and, you know, I like all this stuff, and the other day I went to this concert, and if you just sound like you're all over the map, you're never going to get that. Just the way, you know, how many people stop and give the guy in the street corner some change? They don't. Of course, if the guy in the street corner had the A&R sign up, you know, someone would stop by and go, You really want to be an A&R exec? You know, it would be weird and specific enough that it would get people's attention. So, I don't know. Those are the general pieces of advice that I give people. And then when people make those choices, you can say, if that's what you want, maybe I know somebody, or maybe I read something. I don't think it's a real magic bullet issue. I think it's getting people to come to terms with how focused their search is and how prepared they are to take their search seriously.